Hey, everybody. You know who this is, Nisha J. Maybe you don't know who this is. This is Nisha J. All right, y'all. I'm going to be doing another cooking segment, I guess you can call it. We're going to do something that I love. I fell in love with it when I first made it some years and years ago. And it's called Cincinnati chili. Okay? Like, for someone that, if you like pasta, okay, pasta and a chili. Now I don't even really like chili like that, but I like chili beans. I don't really like, that's not my favorite, but there is like bush chili beans. No, okay, them are pretty good. I like to eat those every now and again. But so this is like a chili on noodles, spaghetti noodles. I mean, I like spaghetti noodles, and that's how I saw the recipe. So I mean, you can probably use any noodles that you want to, but these noodles that I was introduced to was just plain old spaghetti noodles. And and then what you do is you boil your noodles. You make your chili. It's the Cincinnati chili, and I'm gonna show you all the stuff that I put in mine, because some of the stuff that's in the recipe that is traditional Cincinnati style, I guess, is not like onions. I don't really like onions like that, so I don't put the onions in there. So you can add onions in yours if you want, but you know, for like I said, you don't necessarily have to. So I omit that. I don't put it in my chili. Okay, so and then I add some other little tweaks that weren't per se in the recipe. So there's some little changes in there that I do just because of the taste that I like to have, I guess you can say. So anyway, let's get going. So and you know what's so funny? I had to go to the dang on store because I didn't have no cumin. I hardly had any chili powder, and I'm like, okay, how you gonna do the recipe? You don't got the love. So I had to go do a mad dash to the damn store. All right. So anyway, what I'm gonna start with in this pot is I'm gonna take ground beef, which I gotta open. I'm not sure if I'm gonna use two. I think I'm just gonna use one package and then maybe save the other one for another recipe, like possibly a lasagna or something. So anyway, what you gotta do is take ground beef. And you know what else I think I'm gonna do, because just to have flavor in there, because normally you would boil the meat in water until the meat breaks down to like a crumble. But you know what? I think I'm gonna add a little water, and I think I'm gonna add a little broth just to get the flavor. Alright. Now I'm looking for my broth. Where is it? Do I have any? No, I gotta have some. Maybe some in here. No. Okay. No broth in there. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to find my broth. I know I got it. Alright. I'm just using plain old, just, you know, this is, I think, chicken broth. And like I said, you don't have to use chicken broth. You can use just plain water ain't opening. What the heck? Let me try this one. So I might mix it. I might add a little chicken broth and a little bit of water. Both, a little bit of both. Should have opened up this can before. Okay, let's see if it opened. I hate this. Okay. Yeah, there you go. It's not. Okay, so I'm gonna pour this in there. So that's chicken broth, and then I'm just gonna add a little bit of water, and then I'll put the meat in there. Not a lot, because I just want it to have some flavor too. So when I add all the other ingredients in there, and I want it to be wet. I don't want it to be too dry either when I add the meat. So I'm adding all that. That's that. Okay, now I need to find my tomato sauce, y'all. Tomato sauce. Okay. So I got a little can of tomato sauce that I'm gonna open. Tomato sauce, just some regular old tomato sauce. I'm gonna add that in there. And then I need a little lid to cover it. Because it's gotta. Okay. I hate can openers, man. These things ain't nothing but a waste of my money and my time, y'all. Too much time trying to open these cans. They need to have a little lock, those little flip things that just automatically open. You just pull the lid, the little thing that they have on there, and pop goes the weasel. Shoot. Give me a moment, y'all. Give me a moment. Be right back. All right, y'all. I'm going to pour the tomato sauce in there. That's also going to help. Because there's a lot of dry ingredients that goes into the sauce. And I just don't want it to be too gritty, I guess you can say. Because dry ingredients can be a little gritty. So I'm going to take my spoon, put that there. Okay. So that's all in there. So right now I got broth. I have tomato sauce, a little bit of water. And now I'm going to dump. That sounds so terrible. Now I'm going to dump. I'm going to dump the ground beef. It's still a little frozen. I hate that it's still a little frozen, but it's just going to break down in here. And let it boil. Let it break down. So it's probably going to take a minute. So I'm going to let that do its thing. And then over here, it's steaming. And that is my water for the spaghetti. All right, y'all. I'll be right back. All right, y'all. You see it's boiling, kind of. And that's what it's supposed to do because it's got to break this meat down. You know, if you ever ate, like, just plain old chili with some type of meat, the meat's got to kind of cook down. So I'm trying to let this cook down because this is ground chuck. So it's like the, looks like shredded ground meat versus that meat that's like, you know, kind of like the other look where it looks like little balls of meat when it breaks down. So this is a ground chuck. So I want this to break down a lot because and ground chuck is a lot more, I think, leaner too than ground beef. So it might be a little less juicy, a little more dry. Not a lot of fat, I should say, in it. So I'm just trying to cook it down. I turned it down, and you know, I added because I had 2 packs of ground beef, ground chuck. So I added both of them in there. I figure might as well just get rid of it and put it in here. And I like the meat. Once I like the, well, it's like the chili. And once it breaks down and you put the other little flavors in there, I like it. Like, you know, a lot of times when people make just regular spaghetti, my main thing is the sauce. I really, you know, don't really trip off of the, you know, if they put meat in it. So, so with this one, you know, especially like I said, it's ground chuck and it's like a shredded ground meat. So I want it to break down a lot, you know, and I want it to cook down. And I'm gonna now, and then also I wanted to say I added a bouillon cube. I added some of that in there just to get because you know with the broth, I added that too. So it's just to mainly keep it a flavor. So it's not just straight water in the meat, because then it takes a lot to kind of flavor it, you know, season it up like you want it to be. So this is cooking down. I wanted to do a little bit more of this meat. I want the meat to break down a lot, you know. I had the fire up kind of high. It was on like a 5 on the electric stove, and I turned it to like a 3. So I mean, because it's still gonna simmer and cook the meat, but just not probably as fast. So y'all, anyway, like I said, I went to the store. I bought some more spaghetti because I knew I had some, but I just said, let me just make sure. So I had to go buy the cumin because that's what goes in here. Cumin. And I bought my cumin like this. So I'm going to be adding cumin, and it comes in this little package like this. Let me smell it. Yep, that's that smell. So I have some cumin that I'm going to put in. Chili powder. Chili powder. Um, and also, you know, I got to add my garlic. So, garlic powder. I'm going to add a little pepper. And then, a little bit of this. This is ground nutmeg. I don't add a lot, but this is one of the flavors that if you eat it, you're gonna understand it. And that's something that I add. I usually wait till like once I'm done seasoning to get the flavor that I want to get, y'all. And then I also add a little Worcestershire sauce. So I was gonna add a little bit of garlic wine vinegar just to I don't know, I might add some of that. And then I had some other chili oil that I was gonna add, and I might add a little of that too. And that's just to kind of just flavor it up, give it a little kick. And then like I said, you can add the onions, and usually the onions I think they put on top, like once it's all done, all cooked up, and you plate your food. And then you can add cheese on there too, the onions and the cheese. I don't add those things because I think it's really good without it. But like I said, everybody likes, you know, things different, especially with this recipe. You don't have to be so exact. You know, you can kind of tweak it. And the majority of the ingredients that are supposed to go in this recipe is in the recipe. The only thing, like I said, that I'm omitting and that I'm not a fan of is onion and the cheese. And then like I said, I am adding the Worcestershire and then maybe the chili and garlic oils. So those are the only two things that's kind of changing it up. And this meat is cooking down, y'all. It's cooking down. And like I said, that's what I want. I want this meat to break down because the main focus is going to be the flavor. And then the meat comes in, you know, after that. I don't know why I feel like I need to add a little bit of paste, but I don't know if I got any paste. Oh, yep, I do. I got some tomato paste. I think I need to add that. And that's just to kind of go along with, like I said, getting that flavor. The flavor of the chili. That's mainly what this is. And it's a small can, but you know, tomato paste is actually a really thick paste. See? So I might just use all of it because it's not going to do anything but give it flavor. And because I have a lot of juice in there, or liquid, I should say, a lot of liquid. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add that in there. I need to buy some more because this is actually a good tool, like especially when you're doing a sauce. And I like sometimes make my own sauce for like spaghetti or for lasagna. And you really need to have a paste to start your sauce. I don't really want it to be too saucy, like not saucy, but too tomatoey, tomatoey taste. But I think because I have that liquid in there, I should be okay. I probably could have, I might just take some of this out. Yeah, let's do that because I really don't want it to be overly, you know, tomatoey taste. I want to have a chili flavor, which I will gain, you know. We gotta go as see how it goes. Yeah, this is starting to turn out, y'all. Let me put y'all inside my pot. Hey, see, that's starting to look like a chili. And then too, that'll probably help it, what's the word I'm looking for? Get, thick, you know, like a thickening agent. Because you don't want it to be too runny. So anyway, trying to take my time. And you know, you can use other meat, like, because sometimes, well, I did try it with chicken, like ground chicken, and I don't know what it was about the ground chicken, but I didn't like it as much. And I don't know. But I mean, maybe it just, you know, there were some things I probably maybe should have added a little more, like for instance, the tomato sauce or tomato paste. I don't know. It just seemed like it was a little less, like the chili flavor didn't pick up as much as I wanted it to. So I don't know. But so with this recipe, I prefer to go ahead and use ground beef, y'all. Ground chuck, ground beef, whatever kind of, you know, flavors. I mean, meat you like. Okay. I'm trying to break this meat down as much as I can in this sauce. Okay, y'all. Now, this, I'm going to be pouring a lot of cumin. So that was like pretty much half of that bag. And it might have, I might have a little more that goes in there. So don't be alarmed. This is the chili powder. And remember I was saying a lot of the seasonings are dry seasoning. So that's why too I wanted to have a lot more liquid, because with this dry seasoning, it starts to get gritty. I'm adding a little, and you know I don't measure. I go by taste. That's why kind of, and I know because I've done this before. That chili powder and that chili powder and the cumin, it looks like a lot, but truly, it's not. Add a little garlic. And then I'm going to add, because like I said, I'm going to probably be adding some more, because I'm going to taste that chili. This is the Worcestershire sauce. Should have shook that up before I poured it in there. But anyway, yeah. So I'm stirring everything in here. And then I haven't added the nutmeg because I'm going to do that once I get my taste. As far as the flavor, this should be that I want. Yes, y'all. This is, I mean, I'm telling y'all, when y'all taste this, or when you make it, if you like chili, like I said, I don't even like chili like that, but for some reason with the noodles, I was thinking like, oh, you know, when I first looked at it, I was like, oh, So I just went ahead, I said, ain't nothing but to do it and taste it. So I did, you know. I love to cook. And there's days I don't. But I love to cook, and I used to like do a lot of baking, y'all. Like baking. Like every time I went in my kitchen, I was trying to cook cookies. Even as a young person, cookies. Cinnamon rolls, and just baking. I just liked it, and everything didn't turn out right all the time, but for the most part, those were the things I like to do. It was like it just, you know, was cool. And I don't even eat sweets like that. Like when I make cake, I have a lot of times I gotta throw it away because I don't eat it. So, and I don't like to, like I said, I don't like to throw stuff out, but I don't even eat it. So by the time I think, oh, I want another piece. It's been sitting there too long, and it's old and nasty. So, okay, so let's pull you up and in. So that's what it's looking at. I haven't tasted it. I'm gonna taste it right now and see if it's got enough flavor. I'm gonna use this. I got a spoon. It's only been marinating in here for a minute with all the seasoning, but and like I said, these are dry seasoning, so you gotta be real careful with the dry seasoning because it can make the food like really gritty. Timothy, you want to take that garbage out? No? Huh? Oh, okay. That's my son. Little people. You gotta tell them what to do. Like, take it out now. What's the problem, dude? That's alright. As long as you get it out, I don't care. Okay, let me taste it, y'all. And it does, the one thing about this is because you're cooking the meat, and then you add in all your seasoning, the meat, but like I said, the ground chuck is not as greasy, so, but you do get the grease from the meat. Oh yeah, y'all. Now that's it. That's it. I don't know what I need. I need something. But that's it. That's that flavor, y'all. That flavor is on point. I'm telling you, you gotta make this. Don't, how they say? Don't wait. Don't hesitate. This is so good. And if you like I said, like I love chili, like chili dogs, like, but I'm not chili bean kind of fan. Like I'm not a big fan, but I love a good chili. And this stuff is like just a real good chili on top of spaghetti noodles. And it just, the season time too. This is a good time of the year to make it. But the flavors are on point, and that's just the sauce that I taste. I didn't taste the meat. It seemed like it's just a little, like it's there, and maybe it just needs to cook down. And what I do is I like to just take this and then add the spaghetti noodle on it, in it. And that's why I like it to be a little bit more, like it to be a little juicy. And I might add a little bit more of this, and then go ahead. Ooh, I'm flipping that. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and add this because that can soak into the meat. I flicked it on. I have to wash this on. Yeah. But the flavors are there, y'all. They are there. And like I said, I might add some more cumin. And that's just to pick up that chili flavor. And like I said, I don't like to add too much because I know the liquid, the dry ingredients can got that gritty taste, especially after it sits. Okay, that's the cumin. And the reason why I'm adding that is because I add a little more of that, what you call it, I'm gonna add a little more chili. And then I'm gonna add a little more, because it's not salty. Okay, y'all, it's not salty. I'm gonna add a little more of the Worcestershire. This is real good. You can even use this when you're making your spaghetti. It has a really good flavor. And I'm gonna go ahead and add the garlic oil. Actually, this is the garlic wine, excuse me. This is the garlic oil, chili oil. Add a little bit of that. Yeah. So, y'all, this is like pretty much, and I haven't added the nutmeg yet, y'all. I'm just still trying to create that flavor that I want for the chili, the actual chili flavor. Yeah. This is like, actually came out pretty good. Still trying to break down some of the chunks of the meat because they're still kind of big. Okay. You can eat this just like this, y'all. You don't even have to add the noodles. If you know, somebody that's trying to stay away from noodles or whatever. Or even put it on like a zucchini. Oh my God, zucchini is so good, y'all. Put this on with the zucchini, like shred it up like a noodle. Shoot, it's all kind of ways you can do that. I usually do a recipe with zucchini noodles or zucchini veggies, squash, and I make like a lasagna. I take the zucchini and I kind of, sometimes I try to cut it the long way, but it's hard that way. And the last time I think I did it like in circles and just spread it out and then added some ground chicken and, Italian cheeses and then some ground chicken in a sauce. And it was good. It was real good. And I like to get the Italian cheese blend, the one that's shredded, because it's not as powerful as like those, like, what is that one? Parmesan. Parmesan is hella strong by itself. And then Romano and all those other cheeses, they're just hella strong and like, ugh. To me, you got to have a taste for them. But when I get the blend that's shredded in a package, I don't know why it doesn't taste as strong and as like overpowering. So I'd rather get that and then add a little, sometimes maybe a little cheddar. Not too much though. Yeah, some of the meat is still not as broken as I want it to be, but with the pieces, the ground pieces like this, you're not always going to get that broken down as much. So that's what it's looking like, and I'm thinking, yeah, it looks good, huh? I know. Let me taste it a little bit. I got a fork. Hook up some of the meat. Yeah. Let's see what it tastes like. It's cooking kind of bubbling fast, bubbling real fast. Mm-hmm. Yep. That's it. I want that meat to kind of soak the flavor of this. But, it's only been cooking a few minutes. I probably should have seasoned the meat a little bit before I stuck it in. So it had a little base of flavor. This is really good, y'all. This is really good. Really good. I'm just gonna sprinkle kosher salt. I love kosher salt. I use it in all my cooking. Kosher salt, yeah. I don't play with nothing else. Nothing, honey. Yeah, I love kosher salt. And got another. Let me try it again. I'm afraid it's so hot. All right, y'all. Let me see. It's a lot hot. Very hot. Now I can. Yep, I think I got it, y'all. I think I got the flavor that I needed. I think I got the flavor of the flavor of the flavor of the flavor of the flavor. Yeah. Next time, you know, because the meat isn't picking up the. I mean, it's picking it up, but I didn't add anything to the meat before I stuck it in to cook it down, except for the bouillon cube and the broth. That's all it cooked on. It cooked in when it went in. So, and this is like I said, ground chuck. So it's a different. To me, it's like a different type of ground meat. Like it's breaks down different. Okay, so now the next step is to go ahead and let that do what it do. I'm just gonna add a little more cumin because I love that chili flavor. Add a little more of that. A sprinkle of this. A little bit of the, and this is just like a vinegar, garlic vinegar. Put a little bit of that in there. And I'm going to close down the lid here. I'm going to turn it down to like a 1. A 1 is like still cooks kind of fast for some reason on the electric stove. So yeah, you know, so like I said, this is a easy meal to cook, you know, cheap. I don't want to say cheap. Like it's just a cheapo. Well, I mean, it's just a reasonable, especially if you're trying to feed a big group of people, you can do it on a good number out of pocket, you know. So, and it's good, shoot. Yeah. Instead of going to eat all that fast food that costs you like 2 arms and your leg, and it don't be always tasty, right? That stuff will be sometimes having you feel like you just paid for somebody to feed you garbage, you know? So anyway, so I pretty much used that whole can of paste and 1 jar or can of tomato sauce. I still have some of this left. I used 2 packages of ground beef. I used some of these seasoning, the chili powder, the garlic powder. You know what I'm going to add? Just a little bit of onion powder. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. This is my onion powder. Let me add a little bit of that. A little bit of onion powder. And then, and I cannot forget that I got to add the nutmeg. Don't forget your nutmeg. You have to add the nutmeg because once you taste it without the nutmeg and you put the nutmeg in and then you taste it, you're going to understand that reasoning because it gives you this taste that goes perfect. It don't seem like it would, but it does. It really does, y'all. You just got to make this meal. You got to make the meal. Cincinnati chili. I mean, shoot, you could just eat the chili, like I said, on just some hot dog. You just want to have a hot dog, chili, and that's it. Cheese, you know, I can see adding the cheese on that if you like. However you eat chili, you know, you can do it all kind of ways. You don't have to use it on just the spaghetti. So don't take it like you got to put the spaghetti on it. But that's how I learned about the recipe, and that's why I do. And I like it. I like it with the spaghetti. So what I'm going to do now, my pot is boiling. And I'm going to take a little bit of this chili oil and put in there. Okay, so I got some of that. Then I'm going to take, always pour a little of my garlic salt in my noodles for boiling. Okay, that's enough. Then I'm going to open up my little canister. These are really thin noodles. Let me see if the other box is thin. I don't mind them being thin, but you got to make sure you don't overcook the noodles because you got to get them out so that the noodles don't break. And I don't break my noodles in half because I like my noodles to be whole. Like, does that make sense? I like my noodles to be long and noodles. I don't want them all short and broken. You know? That's just my thing. I want to see my noodles. I want to taste my noodles. I just want everything pertaining to my noodles. Yes, because I love noodles. All right, y'all. Hold on. I'll be right back. All right, y'all. So what I'm doing now is I'm cooking the noodles. So they're kind of sitting in the water, kind of bubbly, 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 bubbly. So what I hope is that within about another couple of minutes, like maybe 3 or 4 minutes. I don't want them to overcook because I am going to put them in the sauce right here into this sauce. So I just don't want them to overcook and just be like hella too soft and then they start to break down. I want them to stay just like how they look like this. That's how I want to pull them out of my pot. Okay, so I like my noodles. I like them to be firm but not too al dente because the next day when you cook them they start breaking down, you know, and I want them to stay like that. So that's my whole reasoning for leaving them long and just letting them cook. And then I don't want to overcook them because sometimes I can overcook them. I do a lot, but I try not to. I just don't want them to be too al dente because that's, I don't know. You got to have a taste for that al dente, you know. So, that's breaking down, y'all. So, I'll tell you, today has been fast. It moved too fast. When I got off work, I went and laid down. Slept really well. Didn't want to get up and do my cooking show. But I said, don't stop. Don't stop. Keep going. Move your ass. Get up and do what you like. You got to eat anyway, right? And I love this. So I have a couple of other items or menus or recipes, however you want to look at it, that I want to do, that are one of the favorites for me. And they're easy, they're simple. So stay tuned, you guys. There's more to come. And hopefully you guys will love the recipes and love the channel. Hopefully, right? All right, y'all. So it's still boiling. I can hear it boiling down. Um, they're softening up. And always too, make sure you don't just leave your noodles in there, because I've learned when you put your noodles in the water, they will stick. Sometimes they will just mat together. Like, girl, you ever wake up and your hair is all matted together? Girl, that's how these damn noodles will do. They will mat together. They will look like a big clump of yuck. So yeah, kind of just move them around while they're in the water, and kind of let them separate from each other, kind of float around in there, but not together, because then you're gonna have a big mess. I say junky mess. Yeah, you're gonna have a hot mess going on up in here. And I didn't even realize that even when you cook the noodles and they're not soaking in anything and they're just sitting, they will clump up, y'all. So always keep them, if you're not putting them in your sauce at the moment, don't just let them sit in dry in a dry pot, because they will clump together and they'll be no good, you know. So one tip. And when I went out today, y'all, too, I was just noticing it was cold, but it wasn't as cold as it was this morning. When I went out this morning, I had to stop by the store, and it was hella cold. I mean, it was like icy, icy cold. So, when I went out about 5, I think it was about 5 o'clock, it was actually kind of nice. It wasn't bad. So, yeah. So, hopefully, this will take a second, y'all. And I'm going to try me some before I have to take off. Get my little plate ready here. So, like I said, just keep moving this stuff around. It's starting to look like it's almost there. It's not quite. I'm kind of looking at them now, and they get kind of translucent. It's like they're not hard, but they're not soft. They still have that dry look to them, but they're you're able to move them around. So I like to get them just enough. Like, even sometimes I'll taste it and see would it be in my mouth. Like, I guess, yeah, that one good, but it's like, ew, it needs some flavor. But it's like it's almost there. It's just enough. Like I said, where it's translucent. Like you can tell it's losing its from the heat. The water is cooking it like it should, but it's still a little like texture, a little bite, I guess you can call it. And I guess that's how they say it's supposed to be. But y'all, I don't like it like that. Give me a little bit bite, but not enough where I'll be like, ew, what the hell? So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take it off the fire. I'm going to take it off the fire, y'all. I'm going to turn this all the way to low. I'm going to pull this over here. Take that lid off. And I think I'm going to move it around in this hot water that is sitting in. Just move around in there so that it's cooking still, but it's not going to be cooking at the same pace. See, it's gotten thick. It's gotten thick, y'all. See? It's gotten thick. That's how I like it. That's the meat that's in there. That's that meat. See, and I like it to stay really juicy like that. And I don't know if I'm gonna add a little water. I don't know. I think I'm gonna leave it like that because that flavor is on point, y'all. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna take this and then I'm gonna drop it in my pan. You gotta be careful because that water, ooh, a few times that water dripped down my hand. Ooh, from the bottom of this, burnt the hell out of me. So you gotta really be careful. Let it drain. Try to grab it and don't bring it towards you back. Like don't tilt it, because that stuff ain't no joke. See, look, I'm kind of tilting it, but not as much as I did back in the day. Oh, Lord, y'all, that's, ooh. Y'all get a burn like you never want in your life. Okay, so, like I said, I gotta be careful. Almost got all the noodles in there. Here, let me, kind of mix this in. Oh, yeah, I love it when the noodles got sauce. Oh, because it's going to dry up on tomorrow. But I love it when it's saucy because it's not just dried up in there, you know. It will, like I said, it will. Tomorrow, it is going to be a lot drier because of it sitting. Oh, I gotta be careful. I think I got almost all those noodles out of here. Okay, y'all. Cincinnati chili for your ass. For your butt. Hey now. Okay, I'm gonna put this right here. Put all this in the sink, all the little trays I had. And oh, my ass took the thing I need. I need this to stir. Oh yeah, I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna put y'all in the pot. I love it that it's so juicy. All that liquid. And once it sits, you know how when it sits, all those flavors kind of marinate? See, now that's what I'm talking about, y'all. That's what I'm talking about. That looks so tasty, huh? Well, that is the finished product. And I'm telling y'all, you have to do the recipe. And like I said, you can do do it how you please. As far as like with me, I use the spaghetti. Excuse me. I use the spaghetti, and you can use, you know, you can put it on whatever you want. Like I said, you could use veggies. You could use a hot dog. You can just eat it like that. I mean, it's just a good recipe. And like I said, you can add onions. I don't. You can add cheese. I don't. You can do it how you like. This is a versatile recipe. And again, Cincinnati chili, y'all, from your girl. Come back. See me again. And don't forget to subscribe, you guys. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Give your girl a chance, okay? Subscribe to the channel. Nisha J with a little bit of Cincinnati chili for you. All right, y'all. Take care.